Towards the end of the 2000s, a man introduced a masterpiece to the world. This game won everyone over with its simplicity and was a stroke of genius for its time. But today, not a trace of that genius remains. Let's be honest, Plants vs. Zombies is no longer a game. It's a cash cow gasping for air in EA's hands. No one talks about how this wreck, repeatedly pushed in front of us under the guise of nostalgia, actually imploded, or how a vision belonging to a man like George Fan was tossed into the trash. Let's drop the romanticism and dissect exactly how this series was destroyed. To understand the reasons behind this ruin, we first need to look at the man who started it all, George Fan. Born in Columbus, Ohio in 1978, George began coding as a child on an Apple II computer given to him by his father. While most kids were just interested in playing games, he was learning the logic of code. When he graduated from UC Berkeley in 2000, he had a choice: develop his own games or work for a big company. George chose his own path. His first game didn't make a big splash, but George gained something more valuable than money: knowledge. This foundation led to Insane Aquarium in 2001, which reached the finals of the Independent Games Festival. This caught the attention of PopCap. George later took a job at Blizzard, working on the AI and dungeons designs for Diablo 3. However, preferring to create his own project rather than being a cog in a giant machine. So he resigned. Between 2003 and 2005, he focused entirely on his creativity, laying the groundwork for the simple yet deep mechanics of PvZ. In 2005, he joined PopCap with a legendary idea he had been crafting for 4 years. Originally titled Lawn of the Dead, he worked on it non-stop for another 4 years. Finally, in 2009, Plants vs. Zombies was released. Within 90 days, it shattered every record PopCap had. It was a festive atmosphere. PopCap was a place where happy people made happy games. But this success caught the eye of the gaming world's ultimate predator, EA. In 2011, EA acquired PopCap for a staggering $715 million. We need to pause here for EA. This corporation is known as a studio killer. They have been voted worst company in America multiple times. Their motto is simple: buy a studio, force them into a genre they don't know, and shut them down when they fail. From Maxis, the creators of The Sims, they have buried many legends. Actually, I have a very interesting story about what they did to Maxis as well. If you want to hear that story, you know what to do. Shortly after the acquisition, Plants vs. Zombies 2 began development. George Fan sat down with his perfectionist spirit, but EA management had one request: integrate a pay-to-win system into the heart of the game. For George, this meant throwing his principles into the trash. He was against winning with a wallet instead of skill. You can guess what that meant at EA. In 2012, George was fired from the very universe he created. While official statements used terms like restructuring, the truth was clear. George Fan was kicked out because he said no to greed. History will never forget you, George. In 2013, Plant vs. Zombies 2 was released. It looked polished, but the soul was gone. The delicate balance George spent years building was shattered by EA's hunger for selling diamonds. Then, the series was transformed into a third-person shooter with garden warfare. Then came PvZ Heroes, more ADS, more microtransitions, and less soul. Today, Plants vs. Zombies is just a hollow shell filled with advertisements. Greed won, and EA brought an end to yet another franchise.